Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Thursday, October 21st, 2021. My name is Steve, and we're going to have 3 picks here for you for the Thursday NBA slate that I think are great value bets. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support in the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 750 subscribers here by the end of the week. Also, be sure to check out our community Discord as well. It's a great place to connect with our community and get new ideas for bets as well. If you're looking for additional plays and also just other stuff that you could go off of and just great value bets. So it's a great place. There's a lot of great people in there. I definitely highly recommend that. If you have a favorite pick for this slate, for the Thursday NBA slate, please be sure to drop that down below in the comments. If you want to include it in our comment capper section, just put a star or an asterisk next to it, saying that's my official pick, and you'll get a call out in the channel. Other special announcements, we do have a special live stream coming up on Monday Night Football. That's for the NFL. We'll be doing a watch party with game audio for the Saints and Seahawks game, so looking forward to that. That'll be on October 25th, starting at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, that's it for our announcements. Getting right into our results from the last episode. So we'll start with our comment cappers. We had Gotta Get the Bag calling out the under 45.5 PRAs on Nikola Jokic. And that was able to cash. He ended up with 42. So nice hit there for Gotta Get the Bag. As far as our stream results, not so good. 1 and 3. We were able to cash the Bulls -5 spread. Bulls won by 6. And then, the Kemba over 24.5 PRAs was a no-go. He ended up with 21, despite the game going to double overtime. Really thought we were going to get it at least in overtime, and it didn't happen. Didn't have the big night that we expected. It ended up being Fournier that had the huge night there at the Garden. And then we had the Suns -6 spread. This didn't come in either. It looked good at halftime. And then there was a lid on the basket in the second half for the Suns. They just shot the ball atrociously. It was just really painful to watch. Then Chris Paul over 17.5 points, ended up with 15. He had 11 at halftime. So I actually thought I was going to have a good night, and then the second half happened. I'm like, it's one of those nights. So what can you do? We went 1 and 3. We're going to get after it today, though. We're going to get that 3-0. So getting right into our picks. At number 1, we're going with the Dallas Mavericks +2.5 spread here versus the Atlanta Hawks at -110 odds. So we got Luka and Kristaps here entering another season together with a new head coach, Jason Kidd, coming over from the Lakers. Obviously, Kidd offers some championship experience here as both an assistant coach and as a player. When he won the championship with Dallas, when they beat LeBron James about 10 years ago. And then he won it with LeBron James as one of his players as a coach. So Kidd definitely offers championship pedigree. This is his 3rd stint as a head coach. The first 2 obviously did not go very well, but I think this is where Kidd really gets it right. I think the Mavs are going to have a big season. To me, they have too much talent to not. Between Luka, Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway really coming on, Jalen Brunson. They added Reggie Bullock, Frank Nikita in the offseason, which I thought were great pickups as far as Nikita for his defense, and Bullock to stretch the floor with the 3. So I really like that. Mavs, very dominant in the preseason here early. They went 4-0. They won one of their games, 127-59 over the Hornets, which was just nuts. What is that, by 68 points? That's just ridiculous. Now, of course, it is the preseason. And you can't get too attached to preseason results because they are just preseason. You're not even really seeing the starters at their full extent. But when we saw the starters, they look pretty good, right? Luka and Kristaps look good. I think this is going to be a big year for Jalen Brunson. This is his opportunity to really take the next step and become that 3rd star that the Mavericks really need, to add along to what they already have. A lot of the questions come down to for the Mavericks are that, can they stay healthy? Can Porzingis stay healthy? Well, here in Game 1, we're not going to have to worry about that too much. He should be healthy for at least a game, right? The Mavs 2-0 versus the Hawks also last season. They won both their contests. So I'll take the positive points here on the road. I think on the flip side here for the Hawks, I think they were playing a little bit above their talent there in the playoffs. Everyone's familiar with how well the Hawks did in the playoffs. But to me, they were playing a little bit above their heads, I believe. I think when push comes to shove, I think there will be a little bit of regression here for the Hawks. I don't think they were quite as good as they were playing at the end of last season. They had a magical run and it was awesome, but I don't foresee that. Continuing on because they didn't really add too much to that team. Now they're still a great team, but I think the Mavericks have the edge here in game number 1. So take it there for your number 1 pick. Dallas Mavericks plus 2.5 spread here versus the Hawks at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with Eric Bledsoe over 19.5 PRAs here for the Clippers at minus 115 odds. So Bledsoe, I believe, has a lot to offer the Clippers here, coming over from the Pelicans. His 36-minute career averages for Eric Bledsoe on the floor are 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6.1 assists. So if you average that out, it's about 10 above this line, his 36-minute averages. He's going to have a lot of opportunity for playing time here, especially early. No Patrick Beverley, no Rajon Rondo for the Clippers. Obviously, they are gone in free agency. And then Kawhi Leonard being out as well. They're going to need more of a scoring punch, and Bledsoe could really offer that with his three-point shooting and his athleticism. He has a lot to offer the Clippers, as well as defensively as well. He's a solid defender. Not quite as good as Beverley, but he is pretty solid. Last year, his averages actually, with the playing time he did get, about 29 minutes last year, 12.2 points per game, 3.8 assists, 3.4 rebounds. So if you average that out, that would be right about at his line. But the idea is I think he's going to have more opportunity here with the Clippers with the injuries and with the departures. So, and also, this is his first game with a new team. You always want to have a good first game with your new team, right? You don't want to go up and stink it up. Obviously, there's a lot of expectations of him. And I expect him to have a great first game. So, take it there for your number 2 pick, Eric Bledsoe, over 19.5 PRAs. Here for the Clippers at minus 115 odds. Okay, and finally at number 3, we're going with the under 224 points in the Bucks Heat game at minus 108 odds. So these two teams are both by a lot of different sites I checked out. This one that I'm going to give you is from Sportsnot.com. The Heat ranked number 1 coming into the season. The Bucks ranked number 4. Now, I figured that before I even checked that. Now, I checked around a bunch of different sites. Some sites had 1 and 2. But every site that I checked had the Heat at number 1, and the Bucks were also in the top 5 somewhere. Bucks were number 2 on the other site that I looked. But overall, coming into the season, the additions that the Heat made, Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, instantly make you so much better defensively on the perimeter, right? We know PJ Tucker, that's his specialty. That's what he does. He plays defense. And then for Kyle Lowry, also a very good defender as well. So they got a lot better on that side of the ball. And the Bucks, as you already know, are great with Giannis Antetokounmpo in the paint. And on the outside with Middleton and Drew Holiday, also great on-ball defenders as well. So, overall, I don't expect this game to go over 224 points at all. It shouldn't. Now, between these two teams, historically, now the over was actually 3-0 last year during the regular season. This over was 3-0. So that could scare you. During the playoffs, it was 1-3, so the under hit in 3 out of 4 in the playoffs. I think this is going to have a playoff-like atmosphere here in Game 1 for the Heat. There's going to be a lot of figuring out who the powerhouse of the East is going to be. The Heat got so much better, so they definitely have an opportunity to take a step up this season and compete with the Bucks. So I think there is going to be a lot of heat, a lot of sparks on the floor. This isn't going to be just a no defense type of game. I think we're going to see some heart on the floor. We're going to see a lot. There's going to be, it's going to be a packed house there in Miami. So I'm expecting a lot. I really am. And then, we had these players into an already pretty solid defensive team. We're talking about Jimmy Butler also on this team, very good defender, and Bam Adebayo, who historically Giannis actually struggles against a little bit. And the other part I also like about this is the Bucks are also missing a couple of their good three-point shooters in DiVincenzo and Portis coming into this game as well, which also helps out the Heat. Because like I said, Giannis historically struggles a bit against Adebayo. His numbers definitely aren't as high against Adebayo. You could also look at this game as far as player props. You could look at the under on Giannis's PRAs. We had that talked about in the Discord from Gotta Get the Bag mentioning that, and I like that play as well. So Take it there for your number 3 pick. Under 224 points in the Bucks Heat game at minus 108 odds. Okay, and that's going to do it for our picks. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. Really helps us grow the channel. If you want to participate in our Comic Cappers, also be sure to drop your pick down below. Put an asterisk or a star next to it so I know that's your official pick, and we will include it in our video. Other than that, it's going to do it for me, guys. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.